High school football playoff time is here on the OH Report, as tonight it is Division 6 Region 23 action live from Northmor High School, where the Golden Knights are playing host to the Fredericktown Freddies. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lynn Passet, and I'm working along with Bruce Weirich tonight. The old coach is alongside, and I think we've got a pretty good matchup here as Fredericktown is coming in on a 2-game winning streak. Northmor, however, is trying to turn the tide. They're coming in on a 2-game losing streak.
It's a toss-up tonight, Lynn. You know, we look at the stats, and each team has had success this season. We had some injuries, put some teams in trouble, but the second season starts tonight. Everybody is healthy. When you look at the scores of the games, both teams beat Cardington. Fredericktown lost to East Knox. Northmor beat East Knox. Centerburg, Fredericktown beat them. Centerburg lost to Northmor. So it's a big night. It's a big night. It's a second season, and here we go.
Well, let's take a look at the keys to tonight's contest as we look at our pregame show, which is being brought to you by Morrow County Hospital. Morrow County Hospital. Don't wait to get sick. Put your health first. Visit morrowcountyhospital.com for your online appointment. So let's start things off with the Freddies of Fredericktown. They want to continue that 2-game winning streak, and they're going to use dual quarterbacks tonight.
Yeah, they had one and it's good for these offenses. When you have these offenses that throw the ball all over the place and you need that skilled player back there, it's always good to have 2 quarterbacks in the bag.
And when you look at the keys to the game for Northmor, they want to control the line of scrimmage, and they want the running game, especially behind Max Lower, to go well tonight.
Yeah, they got to turn the tide tonight, and we're into the national anthem, and we'll be back after this. Oh. Okay. Northmore's going to turn the tide tonight. They've lost 2 in a row. They're having some problems right now, but as we said, this is the second season, and we are ready to go.
Northmor wants to take advantage of the moments that they have tonight, and they're going to be key moments throughout this ball game. That's a look at the Morrow County Hospital pregame show. We'll be back with the kickoff of tonight's playoff game right after this. You're watching playoff football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today?
Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the Pigskin. The Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin.
Why not
Podcast.
both?
Pigskin.
Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
You want top joint replacement surgery. Knox Community Hospital delivers with 3 fellowship-trained surgeons and coveted national rankings for 4 years running, all to help you beat the pain and heal faster. At Knox Community Hospital, we're elevating care.
Alumni Roofing is a full-service commercial roofing contractor providing commercial and industrial roofing solutions. We provide service to much of north central Ohio, including areas of Columbus, Cleveland, and Akron. Our services include preventative maintenance programs, roof health assessment, roof replacement, metal fabrication, and more. Call 419-884-9715 and mention this ad to receive a great free deal. Alumni Roofing would like to give a shout out to the senior class of 2021.
Oh my goodness, what a catch! And we are back at Northmor High School and just outside of Galion. Weather-wise tonight, we have cloudy skies. We had some light drizzle during the pregame and a few hours beforehand, so the turf will be wet tonight. 52 degrees here at kickoff, and of course, turnovers are always a big part of every game, so with that wet turf, the ball is going to naturally get a little bit moist itself, so turnovers are something we really want to keep our eyes on.
And late in the season, turnovers will kill you, especially when you're in your drive and momentum stoppers. The worst thing you can do is have a turnover and stop the momentum that your team is building up with.
So Northmor is going to be kicking off. Fredericktown won the opening toss, and they elected to receive. So Gavin Miller will be kicking off for Northmor. Back deep for Fredericktown. Looks like we see number 8. Connor Manley is one of our deep men. Not sure who the one closest to us is, but we are underway from Northmor, week 1 of the Ohio High School football playoffs. And a nice return for the Freddies, as this is Connor Manley out near the 30-yard line, just shy of it, and that's where Fredericktown will take over 1st and 10. Here is your starting lineup now for the offensive Fredericktown Freddies. As you can see, Ben Mast will get the start at quarterback. Tegan Rule is their leading ball carrier throughout the season. The thing that really caught my eye, only one senior in this starting lineup offensively for Fredericktown. So it's going to be youth versus experience tonight.
I've seen the Fredericktown play a couple times. Earlier in the season, they played East Knox and really had a lot of trouble with the team, but they had a lot of injuries. They're mixing people up, and at a school this size, when you have somebody get hurt, you don't only lose one position. He might play 2 positions, might be on a specialty team. So one injury is like 3 or 4 players. Fredericktown is healthy. Let's see what they can do.
You're talking about injuries, and we have one for Northmor. C.J. Stoney making part of that tackle for Northmor is walking off, but he looks like he's getting a little more steady as he makes his way to the sidelines. He kind of started off needing the help of the trainer, but now by the time he gets over there, he's walking pretty much on his own. And we're ready to go tonight now with our first offensive snap right at the 30-yard line for Fredericktown. Fredericktown fans are on our side, so you'll hear them a little bit more vocally, and they are going to hand this thing off on a jet sweep on the right side, and that is Tegan Rule, and he's got some running room just shy of the 35.
I like this running attack of Fredericktown. They have a good offensive line. They can make things happen. They have enough speed that they can get the outside corners. How's Northmor going to shut down the run game of Fredericktown?
Here is your defensive starting lineup for the Knights, and you see a lot of senior leadership on this team. Ambrose, the coach's son, is one of the sack leaders on this team. He has 5 throughout the season. First pass of the night is a completion, and it's good for a first down, completed to Tegan Rule. So Tegan Rule has not only run the football, but now he's caught the football. Ball spotted at the 42-yard line, and we mentioned the defensive experience of seniors, and that's very valuable in high school football because those sophomores and juniors look to that senior leadership, especially when playoff time comes. A direct snap to the quarterback. Nothing there for Cade Carpenter, who is the starting quarterback. We were under the understanding that possibly Ben Mast would be our starting quarterback, but instead it's Carpenter.
I like the size of this young man. He can look over that offensive line. He can survey the defense, see what's going on out there, and the young man has a nice arm.
So second down and 10. No gain on the play for Carpenter. Ball still spotted at the 42. 10:27 remaining in the opening quarter here at Northmor High School. And now Mast is the quarterback. He'll fire. It's caught across the center field and into Northmor territory, and it's going to be very close, and it looks like they are giving them the 10-yard reception, and it's good for a first down.
And I like what Fredericktown's doing. They're spreading the field out, looking for the open man, and throwing the ball to him.
So the Freddies are 2 for 2 in the passing game. First and 10 at the 48 of Northmor. And here's the direct handoff to Tegan Rule. And this time the Golden Knight defense is there to stand him up, and only a short gain of about 1.
They used the run game to set up their play-action pass game. Look for Fredericktown to do a lot of play-action tonight, especially if they can get this run game moving for them.
So far, we have seen the running game work and not work. The passing game has been there for the Freddies. Second down 9 now from the 47 of Northmor, and here comes the jet sweep with Rule once again. Breaking tackles, rumbling his way inside the 40, down to the 35-yard line. That is good for another Fredericktown first down.
And I like the jet sweep. They're trying to get to the edge on Northmor. Northmor's defense going to have to tighten it up a little bit. And the nice thing, he doesn't have a particular place to go. He just finds the open seam, and he runs very well.
Does a nice job of cutting back against the grain, waiting on his blocking. He's being patient, which I like as well. First and 10, Fredericktown. Ball spotted at the 34 of Northmor against the 4-man front of the Golden Knights. Jet sweep again. This time they're going to go right side with Trevor Jobs. He's down near the 30. Short gain of about 4, but you'll take 3 or 4 yards anytime.
And I like what Fredericktown's doing, Lynn. They're spreading the field out. They're running from sideline to sideline. Instead of getting stuck on a boundary into the short side of the field, they're utilizing their speed and trying to work the edges.
And something else they're accomplishing, a lot of these Northmor Golden Knights go both ways, so they're making them use a lot of energy on the defensive side, running sideline to sideline. This is Carpenter, the quarterback, faking the handoff, and he is going to be drugged down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose about a yard this time, back to the 32. And it will now be third down and about, we'll say a long 7.
every once in a while you got to attack the middle of that defense. You got to force those Northmor linebackers to respect the middle of the offense.
One of those linebackers that you'll want to keep an eye on is number 6, Max Lower, who is the starting tailback for Northmor as well. So he's spending a lot of energy right now on defense. And this time it's Mast rolling out right side. No one to throw to. He gets near the first down yardage. We'll see where they spot him. It looks to be around the 22, which will be a first down for Fredericktown. That's their 4th on this opening drive.
And as a defensive coordinator, one of your worst nightmares is having a quarterback that can run the ball when the pocket collapses. And that time the quarterback takes off, he sees a little bit of green, and he's up the sidelines for the first down.
Fredericktown, with the initial possession of the ball game, started at their own 30-yard line. They have slowly progressed their way down to the 23 of Northmor. 1st and 10. And this is Mast firing over the middle for his tight end. He's got his man, and he has got a touchdown to Xavier Mullins. 23-yard scoring strike, Mast to Mullins. Here's another look at it as we see Mast pull it back. He gets a little bit of pressure, but, man, when your guy's wide open, all you have to do is get it in the general vicinity.
He ran a crossing route. Once he got past the free safeties, he was wide open. And that was a tough ball to throw. He had somebody in his face, and he just threw it up.
This is Garcia Fernandez on for the extra point, a line drive, and it is no good, just misses to the left. So Fredericktown drives 70 yards on their opening possession of the ball game, and they get 6 on the board. We're going to take a commercial time out. You're watching playoff football, live and free, exclusively on the OH Report. Fredericktown head football coach Will Hartley couldn't have drawn that opening drive up any better on a chalkboard. 70 yards, and you get pay dirt.
And, Lynn, I'll tell you what I liked. They worked their way down the field. It wasn't a one long pass, a long run. They nickeled and dimed their way. They moved the stakes. They had 4 first downs, and then they throw the ball. They did a great job.
So Fredericktown will now be kicking off. This is going to be Garcia Fernandez, who just missed the extra point. He'll be putting his foot into it for the Freddies. Lower is back deep for Fredericktown, and they'll try to stay away from him if at all possible, because he is a dynamic runner with the football, and he's got it. Last thing Fredericktown wanted, and he's out near the 40. So great field position for Northmor as they will begin their opening possession of the night.
And let's see how Northmor answers to Fredericktown drive. And as I said, Lynn, I really liked the play calls in that. They spread it out. Northmor ran from sideline to sideline, attacked the middle once in a while, but more than that, the passing attack, due to the good running attack, opened up touchdown.
So here we go, opening possession now for Northmor. They'll be starting with Marcus Cortez as their quarterback. Max Lower is the tailback. They'll use him in a variety of ways, and Cortez is going to follow the blocking of Lower, and he'll get about 2 yards out near the 42, maybe 3 yards to the 42, and 2nd down 7.
And it's tough yardage running in the middle of that Fredericktown defense.
And I'm sure that Coach Armrose is going to do everything he can to try and keep this Fredericktown defense on their toes. You're expecting Lower as much as possible, but sometimes you want to get away from that just to not show your tendencies, and this is why. Look at the stiff arm by Lower. He continues down the far sidelines, and in 2 plays, nope, they're blowing him dead. They say he stepped out of bounds at the 24-yard line. So a 35-yard run for Max Lower, and he has shown us exactly why he is such a formidable runner. He can really deliver the hit, and he can use the stiff arm, and he's got speed to burn.
And once he gets in that secondary, it's a load coming at you. I would hate to be out there and see him coming at me with a full head of speed.
And folks, he's 6'2", 215 pounds, and he's only a junior. And we have movement, looks like offside will be the call against Fredericktown. This will be the first flag of the night against either team. And boy, what a way to answer the opening score by Fredericktown, as Northmor, they haven't gotten it into the end zone yet, but they are marching it straight down the field. First and 5 now for the Golden Knights. Cortez will keep it himself. A little bit of running room on that left side. Good job by the Freddies defensively to shut that down. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 1 after the gain of 4 by Cortez.
And I tell you, it's tough on a defense. You're keying on the tailback. He just had a big run, and then your quarterback keeps it after the ball fake. It's a tough decision on who to tackle.
Right now, the Freddies showing just a single safety defensively. They are really crunching up to the line of scrimmage. They're expecting the run, most likely from Max Lauer. But Cortez says, okay, I'll fire the football. Looked for his tight end, Ambrose, and nothing there as Andrew made a diving attempt for the catch, but it'll now be 3rd down and 1, and that was kind of a giveaway play, knowing they could come back on 3rd or even 4th down to get that 1 yard.
Yeah, Northmore's, they got 2 plays. Why not take a shot for it? It's now 3rd and 1, and when you have a fullback like Laura back there, you can do anything you want basically to get 1 yard.
Kind of a pistol formation now as movement again and flags fly, and the Freddies just gave Northmor 5 free yards and, most importantly, a 1st down.
And that, you hate doing that. You hate the sticks moving because of a mistake that you made.
Well, Fredericktown piled up 5 first downs on that opening drive, and now 2 first downs for Northmor. But they had the big play that they are relying on, and now it's Lauer once again, and down to the 6. Gain of 3 for Max that time. He averages 6 yards per carry.
He is, to me, your typical fullback. Back in the old days, everybody had fullbacks, and they could get a few yards with him. But this young man's got speed, and he has football sense. He knows where to go, where the opening is. Great football sense on the field.
2nd and goal now from about the 7-yard line. Pistol formation once again with Lauer setting up behind Cortez. Max with 1,291 yards and 13 touchdowns during the regular season, and now either a delay of game or a timeout. We have a timeout taken by Northmor as Coach Armrow saw the play clock was running down. He decided, I better make sure that we do not have any issues here. Let's take the timeout. Let's don't lose the field position that we have. Well, we talked about youth versus experience, and we saw the youth go right down the field on their opening drive and score 6 points, but now we're seeing the answer, and that's where the experience comes into play. They aren't panicking. They know this is a long football game, and Northmor is being methodical.
And right now, Northmore's in the red zone, and when you get into the red zone, defenses have a tendency to tighten up a little bit. Very difficult to score, and I'm kind of anxious to see what Northmor does to get into the goal line in the red zone.
So now we will see Lauer line up to the right side of Cortez. This is 2nd down, goal from the 7 for the Golden Knights. And this time Lauer is going to lead the way with the blocking. Cortez tries to shake a tackle. He's not going to get there. Looks like he's going to be marked out of bounds at about the 6. So only a gain of 1 on that play.
He had a good escort. When you have lower in front of you, leading the way, you're going to get yardage.
So now it is 3rd and goal for the Golden Knights. Ball spotted at the 6. Cortez with Lauer to his left, flanking him. Wideouts to each side. And there, as expected, is Lauer trying to get to the corner. And Fredericktown is trying to deny him, and it looks like he is got a touchdown. The far official looked like he kind of wanted to mark him out of bounds inside the 1, but then at the last second gave us the touchdown signal. So Max Lauer with a 6-yard touchdown run. And now they're just 1 extra point away from taking the lead here in the opening quarter.
And you get to see what that young man can do. He was outflanked. Fredericktown had him defense.
Here's the extra point. It is up and it is good. So a 7-6 lead now for the Golden Knights of Northmor. And you are watching tonight's action on the OH Report, live and free. And we'd like to thank our generous sponsors, Alumni Roofing, proud supporters of Fredericktown Sports, and the Freddy's Band, which will be performing here at halftime tonight.
In football, all the football has to do is break the plane of the goal line and be inside the pylon. And as you watch the young man run, outran the defense, he reached that football out, and the football just passed the goal line inside the pylon. The official was right on the spot. Touchdown.
So, Lynn Passet and Bruce Weirich along with you, the old coach tonight. And this is opening round playoff action here in the Ohio High School football playoff season, week 1. And this is Division 6, Northmor hosting Fredericktown tonight. 7-6, the Golden Knights just taking the 1-point advantage with 4:39 remaining here in the opening quarter. Cortez will kick it deep. Fredericktown receiving. This is Tegan Rule, who touches the football a lot for the Freddies, and he's out across the 25, just shy of the 30-yard line, and that's where Northmor will take over. Fredericktown will take over 1st and 10.
Let's see how Fredericktown can respond to that drive by Northmor. And right now, nobody's stopping anybody. Nobody's punted the ball. We've had 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Fredericktown spotted 5 first downs on that opening drive when they went 70 yards. Now they'll have to go 71 yards if they want to reach pay dirt. And this is Tegan Rule once again, I believe, with the football. And not much there for him as the Northmor front really shuts him down. One of the first to get there for Northmor is number 75, Gavin Whitted.
As the game goes on, you're going to see both these defenses start to settle in, start to get familiar with these offenses, and let's see if somebody can get a stop.
You'll want to watch number 42, Garrett Corwin for Northmor. Led the team with 98 tackles this season, so he's very active on the defensive side. Here's Mast. Firing right side, immediately taken down. Nice tackle out there on the far side by C.J. Stoney. Excellent coverage on the receiver. And that ball was caught that time by number 2, Grant Hartley. That'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Simple little curl route. Quarterback's already sitting back in the shotgun. Just surveys the field, finds the open curl. Completion.
So far, when Mast wants to throw the football, he got pressured on his touchdown throw, but he really hasn't had much pressure right up in his face as of yet. We'll see if Northmor maybe starts putting a little more pressure on him on those passing downs. So 3rd down and a short 5. Handoff, Rule. Pushing toward the first down stake, but I don't think he got there. Looks to me like he's going to be about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. And now it appears that head coach Will Hartley will have a decision to make, although I don't think there really is too much of a decision. It's 4th and 1 on your own 38.
It's a little early to risk it, but hey, this is playoff time. Fredericktown's rolling. Let's see what they do.
Looks to me like they're going for it, or they're going to try and use a hard count to draw Northmor offside. 4th and 1 at their own 38 with 2:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Quarterback sneak for Mast. He's forward and just shy of the 40. That'll be good enough for the first down for Fredericktown.
What a gutsy call early in the ball game. 4th and 1. You've got momentum. You don't want to give the ball back to Northmor. We're going for it.
That time it was Cade Carpenter, who's a little bit bigger at 6'5" and a little lankier, and he was able to push forward to just shy of the 40-yard line. So another first down for the Freddies. Keeps the drive moving. The clock continues to move as well as we are close to hitting the 2-minute mark of this opening quarter. And here the handoff goes to Mason Heflich. And he has a nice opening first down run out just shy of the 45 to the 44-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Nice blocking by the offensive line. Anytime a back can get through that first defensive front and a linebacker has to make a tackle, your offensive line's doing a great job.
Well, back to the quarterback is Ben Mast on 2nd down, and we're going to call it 6. Long 5, short 6 at the 44. And Mast is back to throw again. Now this time Northmor got some pressure on him, but there's no one home on the far side, and Mast has got plenty of running room inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line, and that is a gain of about 16 on the play. They only needed 6, and he got 10 yards extra.
Nice job by the quarterback. He's trying to roll to his left. Northmor forced him back to the right. The only problem is there was nobody over there defending the field, and he had a nice run.
That was Cade Carpenter as they are using that quarterback position back and forth between Mast and Carpenter remains as the quarterback. Mast seems to be more the thrower, Carpenter more the runner. We'll see if that holds true. Hands it off this time to Mason Heflich. Heflich grinds just shy of the 35-yard line to the 36-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 7.
And one of the keys of the game, we talked about the 2-quarterback system, and here we see it paying off for Fredericktown.
As a defensive unit, that's kind of frustrating because you start to think, okay, we're figuring out when number 3, Mast, is in, they tend to throw. When Carpenter, number 1, is in, they tend to run. But now they flip the script on him, and Carpenter has actually rolled out 2 times, and this time it's Mast looking near side, and he's got Rule. Inside the 35, inside the 30, down to the 29. The clock will continue to run, and that will bring us to the end of the quarter, and it will be 3rd down and 1 when we come back. 3rd and 1 when we come back. Tonight's high school football is being brought to you by J&F Construction. Building your future today. Design yours at jnfconstruction.com. You're watching playoff football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
You want top joint replacement surgery. Knox Community Hospital delivers with 3 fellowship-trained surgeons and coveted national rankings for 4 years running, all to help you beat the pain and heal faster. At Knox Community Hospital, we're elevating care.
Alumni Roofing is a full-service commercial roofing contractor providing commercial and industrial roofing solutions. We provide service to much of north central Ohio, including areas of Columbus, Cleveland, and Akron. Our services include preventative maintenance programs, roof health assessment, roof replacement, metal fabrication, and more. Call 419-884-9715 and mention this ad to receive a great free deal. Alumni Roofing would like to give a shout out to the senior class of 2021.
Back at Northmor High School, you saw on the split screen a 3rd down and 1 run for a first down for Fredericktown, and now they have the football 1st and 10 at the 20 of Northmor, and there the handoff to Rule goes for very little, if any, gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10, and Rule comes up a little gimpy after that carry, so we're going to want to keep our eyes on him.
Northmor defense going to have to find a solution to this multiple offense by 2 quarterbacks, and right now Fredericktown's controlling the clock. They're moving the ball. They're moving the stakes, and Northmore's defense is going to have to step it up.
As you mentioned during the first quarter break, possessions are at a premium because we only had 3 possessions in that opening quarter. Northmor only had 1. So the clock has been churning, and now we have a timeout taken by Fredericktown and head coach Will Hartley, who didn't like something out there, and probably a good thing because as the ball was snapped, the quarterback kind of had a hard time bobbling it, so it was a good thing that he took that time out. Tonight's high school football broadcast is being brought to you live and free on the OH Report, thanks to our generous sponsors, and one of those is the Knox Community Hospital, where they are elevating care. And don't forget, tonight we will have the Player of the Game at the end of tonight's contest. It's sponsored by Alumni Roofing in Fredericktown. And we'll be looking forward to who is going to get the bucket of candy tonight as we celebrate Halloween. Lynn, Passet, Bruce, Weirich along with you from Northmor High School. Opening round of the Ohio High School Football Playoffs. This is Division 6, Region 23. The visiting Freddies of Fredericktown struck first as they threw a 23-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback Mast to Mullins, and then Northmor answered with a 6-yard run by Max Lauer. And this is Mast firing to the end zone, and it should have been picked off, but it was dropped. Excellent defensive position that time by C.J. Stoney.
That was a 2-receiver route. Fredericktown had 2 receivers on the right side of the formation, and they just ran to the corner of the end zone. Quarterback steps back and throws it up, almost like a Hail Mary play.
Looks like Stoney would have had that ball, but I think he actually glanced down to see if his feet were in bounds or not in the end zone, and by doing that, it took his focus away from the football, and he just couldn't regain then. So now we face 3rd down and 7 from the 20-yard line. They'll fake the handoff to Rule, and Carpenter will keep it, and he's got nowhere to go. He is going to be buried at about the 18, a gain of 2, but the Northmor defense really stiffening when they had to, and now we saw Fredericktown go for it on 4th and 1, deep in their own territory. I would assume this is going to be 4th and go for it as well.
Yeah, I don't know what type of field goal kicker they have. I haven't seen anybody kicking it, but you are now in the red zone. You need 4 yards, and here we go.
Well, we saw in the extra point, Garcia Fernandez missed kind of a line drive kick, so it looks to me like this is an obvious 4th down gopher, and they are hitting the quarterback, and then the ball falls into the end zone incomplete. Mast got hit that time in the backfield. Good pressure put on by the Northmor defense. They stiffened when they had to, and the ball is turned over on downs to the Golden Knights.
Northmor again, great defense in the secondary. Nobody open, so the quarterback, instead of taking a sack, it's 4th down. You have nothing to lose. Just throw it for the end zone.
Well, Northmor is getting the football for just the 2nd time tonight. We saw Max Lauer rip off a 35-yard run on their opening possession, and that really gave them excellent field position, and then they cashed in a few plays later. Now, with just under 10 minutes to play in the second quarter, you would have to imagine you're going to start to see a little bit more and a little bit more of Max in that tailback spot. 2 wideouts and a tight end in this formation for Northmor, and quarterback Cortez gives it to Lauer, and he's got some decent running room. I'll tell you what, he really keeps those legs moving, especially on first contact. He really grinds it forward, and he's just shy of the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 3.
He is a load to contend with. If he gets ahead of Steve in front of him, he's almost unstoppable.
Yeah, we've talked before. He's 6'2", 215, and only a junior, so he's going to get a little bit bigger and leaner next year, and he can fly. When he hits that open field, you've really got a problem on your hands. Linebackers really nudging up close as the handoff goes to Lauer again. He cuts back against the grain. He's got first down yardage across the 30, and he'll be out near the 31. First down for the Golden Knights.
Nice job by the Northmor offensive line. And the young man only needs a crack. All he needs is a little seam to get yardage.
Xavier Mullins in on the tackle for the Freddies that time. So 1st and 10 now at the 31. And here comes the quarterback, Cortez. He'll keep it himself, just shy of the first down marker. It'll be 2nd down and 1. And, boy, this opens up the playbook now for Coach Armoros.
When you're at 2nd and short and you have a down to waist, basically, why not throw the ball? Little razzle-dazzle.
2nd down 2 now. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line. They have to get just beyond the 40 for the first down. They'll fake the handoff to Lauer. Cortez will roll. He'll fire. He's got his man on the far side. That's good for first down yardage out to the 45. That ball was caught by number 3, Griffin Workman. He's a 6-foot senior wide receiver. Did a nice job of making sure he caught the football and then backed himself out of bounds.
First completion for Northmor.
Now you have to wonder, will they go to the air on first down just to try and mix things up against the Freddies, who probably are thinking Lauer. 3 wide outs to the bottom part of the screen. 3 seconds left on the play clock, and they'll get the snap with 1 left. And now we have flags, and we might have seen a legal procedure against Northmor. They were really kind of tempting themselves with a fateful situation there, letting the play clock grind down and not really sure on that play call.
Sometimes we outcoach ourselves a little bit, try and do too much. It's better just to keep it simple. Give it to your best back and let him run at your best lineman.
8:16, the clock is stopped before halftime. 1st and 15 from their own 40 now. They have to reach just shy of the 45 of the Freddies for a first down. And here comes Lauer punishing the defense as he totes it out to the 44-yard line, a short gain of about 3. No huddle offense now for the Knights as they're going to try and speed things up a little bit, get some tempo moving. Cortez with Lauer flanking him on the left, and this is all the way Cortez following the blocking of Lauer, and he'll get to the 48-yard line, and he will be drugged down by the Fredericktown defense. The first to get there that time was Xavier Mullins.
We're now in a situation where we have a 3rd and long situation. Northmor is basically a running team. Are they going to be able to pull the ball out? Little play-action play.
Big 3rd down here. 3rd and 7 from their own 48-yard line. 7:15 remaining in the second quarter. Cortez flanked by Lauer to his left. He's going to throw. Batted down by Fredericktown, and that will bring up 4th and 7.
Nice defensive stand. But again, Northmor shot themselves in the foot, got a 5-yard penalty. They're not a throwing football team, and it's hard to make up 15 yards with a running offense.
Trevor Jobs and Cade Carpenter back deep to receive the punt for Fredericktown. So both teams were difficult to stop on their opening possessions, and now we're seeing defense start to dominate.
It takes a little bit of time for your defense to adjust to what's going on out there. And these defensive coordinators trying to stop these offenses of today, they really have their hands full because they're so flexible. They can do so many things.
40-yard punt that time for Northmor, and it will pin Fredericktown at their own 12-yard line. And this is the worst field position of the night for the Freddies to start a drive with.
And this would be one whale of a drive. If Fredericktown can drive the field, take time off the clock, and go in with a little bit of a lead, this is the time to do it.
Ben Mast will be the quarterback to open up this drive now for Fredericktown, as we have seen Mast and Carpenter trading off back and forth, and the handoff looks like it might have been, well, I'm not sure who it was. I thought it was number 3, but that's Mast, and I believe that might have went to Tegan Rule that time.
Yep, you're right, Lynn. Tegan Rule gets a yard on that play. Northmor defense starting to stiffen up a little bit.
Yeah, we're starting to see them play a little bit better against the run especially. 3 wide outs to the lower part of the screen for Fredericktown, 2 to the top, so this is an empty backfield. Mast is going to throw. He's looking sideline and overfires his intended receiver, Grant Hartley, who is a 5'10" sophomore, and that ball was just well over his head from the word go.
After completing their first 5 passes, Fredericktown has missed on the last 3. Northmor defense is toughening up a little bit.
And that incompletion stops the clock with 6:16, so if Northmor gets a stop here, it will be Fredericktown punting, and it should be Northmor getting excellent field position with a lot of time on their hands.
And this is a 3rd and long situation, definite passing situation.
Play clock is down to 3 right now, and they're going to have to get things moving, and now we get a timeout taken by Fredericktown as their head coach, Will Hartley, decided, nope, this isn't working for us. We're going to have to take our time and slow things down and get ourselves a little bit more organized. And that gives us a chance to tell you tonight's high school football game is being brought to you live and free on the OH Report, thanks to our generous sponsors. One of those being J&F Construction, building your future today. Design yours at jfconstruction.com. Well, Coach, we have got a good one on our hands, 7-6, Northmor on top due to the missed extra point by Fredericktown on their opening touchdown. And now Northmor needs a big stop here on 3rd down and 8, and they will have excellent field position.
Yeah, this will be a defensive possession. I mean, if the Northmor defense can shut them down and force them to punt, the defense is doing their job. They're getting the ball back to their offense in good field position.
Ben Mast will be the quarterback. That means it's most likely a pass, and he is dropping to throw. He's got a man open on the near sidelines, and it's Rule, and he is met simultaneously by Marcus Cortez, who did an excellent job of breaking up that pass. Cortez had 6 interceptions during the regular season for this Golden Knight defense.
Nice job by the defense of Northmor. Playing deep, they knew it had to be a long throw. It was a perfectly thrown pass. It was up in the air, collision, bang. Next thing you know, the ball's on the ground.
Beautiful defensive coverage that time by Cortez. So now back to punt is Xavier Mullins. He'll be standing back around his own goal line for Fredericktown, and this most likely will give Northmor the football in plus territory. They should be getting excellent field position. A line drive kick fielded by, and a flag on the play coming kind of unexpectedly. Trenton Ramos was the receiver for Northmor, and I'm kind of interested to see what this flag's going to be.
I think it might have just been the marker where he caught the ball. The official throws a marker down.
I saw something on my peripheral vision go flying, and I assumed it was a flag. But, yep, I see you're right. So I was going to say, boy, I'm not sure what that flag could possibly be. No defender had even gotten downfield farther enough to be blocked in the back.
Whenever you have a punt and it's a low line drive punt, that's a returnable punt. Your defense can't get downfield to cover it.
So excellent field position for the Golden Knights, the 42 of Fredericktown, with 5:59 to play here in the first half. Direct snap to Cortez. He'll hand it off this time to Nico Cristo. His first carry of the night, and boy, just like that, we have got a big rain mist kind of dropping down onto the field. We've had pretty much no rain for the last hour and a half to 2 hours, and all of a sudden a real quick little burst of mist just started flowing down.
That pigskin can get a little greasy.
Well, the field is definitely wet from all the rain we've had in the last couple of days, and Cortez now with the quarterback keeper himself spins off a man that hits him at the 39-yard line, and that was Rule. And he's down near the 35, and that will bring up 3rd down and 4. Very manageable 3rd down, and I'm sure we're in 2-down territory for Northmor at this point.
And have you noticed how the defenses have toughened up lately, Lynn?
Yep, good coaching. Making some great defensive adjustments. Cortez is flanked, and once again by Nico Cristo. We do not even see Max Lauer in the game. Now, I know when I was here earlier this season, Max was taken out for a while just to kind of give him a breather, and that might possibly be the case. And Cristo is going to cut it back. Now we do have a flag. Cristo is rumbling inside the 15 down near the 13, but I think this one's coming back, most likely a hold against Northmor. Flag is thrown at about the 31-yard line.
Waiting for the official's call. Sideline
warning. Yes, that's interesting. So a 1st down for Northmor as Nico Cristo runs from the 36 down to about the 12. So a 24-yard run for Nico Cristo and a 1st down for Northmor. 4:40 still remaining here in the opening half.
Nice change of pace. A slicer back, ran backwards, and great run.
Interesting that the official throws a flag for a sideline warning, but he throws it out onto the field. You would think he would just throw that straight up so that you kind of know it's going to be something to do with the sideline or the line of scrimmage, but he threw it as if it were a hold. And here's Nico Cristo again, down near the 10-yard line for a short gain of 2. Clock continuing to spiral downward. 4:23 and counting here in the second quarter.
And you're right on that sideline warning. Usually they throw the flag, blow the whistle before the play. And then they say it's a sideline warning, and they back them up.
2nd and 8 now from the 10 for Northmor. Cristo it's going to be Cortez. No, Cortez hands it off to Lowry, who's coming on kind of a counter sweep. Interesting play by Northmor, and it looks like Lowry is out of bounds, shy of the goal line.
Little reverse play. Hand it to one back, give it to young
Lowry
man coming back.
Yep,
Lowry's
got
coming back.
And handed it off to it was Cristo who handed it off to Lowry, who gave a nice stiff arm there at the goal line. Officials still talking about what's happening, and I'm not sure if they're calling a foul against Lowry for that stiff arm, which was kind of a forearm to the head.
There is a flag on the play, and it's bringing it back.
We really haven't been given too much of a signal by the officials, although they've started. If you watch Max here at the end of the play, he kind of delivers a forearm up near the head, and I think that might possibly be what they called. But it marks it back to the 10-yard line where they just were. And now it's Lowry, right side, breaks a tackle. He'll have a 1st down inside the 2, down to about the 1. So a gain of 11 for Max, and now a fresh set of downs, more importantly, for Northmor as they are at the 1-yard line, 1st and goal.
And it's going to be tough to stop this team the way they're running right now. And you take the ball, 1st and goal, give it to your best back at the best blocker, and touchdown.
Cortez, the quarterback, under center now, hands it off to Lowry, and Lowry's got the touchdown from 1 yard out.
And when you have a back that big, that strong, that fast, it's very difficult to make them go backwards when they get a full head of steam. And when you run behind the Northmor offensive line, touchdown.
So the extra point now for Northmor. This is Caleb Schnurrer in for the extra point. And it's big because Fredericktown missed their first one, and it is good. Excellent kick by Schnurrer. And now we have a 14-6 contest, Northmor on top. And Boy, the running game came to life on that short drive of only 46 yards, I believe, 42 yards, I think it was.
Yeah, the Northmor defense did a great job, forced Fredericktown to punt. It was a short line drive punt, good return, good setup. Next thing you know, a nice little drive, and there's only 3.5 minutes to go till half. And the way these teams are running the ball, Fredericktown needs to move the ball and give some points before half.
So 14-6, Northmor on top of Fredericktown. 3:34 remaining before halftime. Some of you are anxiously awaiting the Ohio State-Penn State game. That just kicked off. We'll try to keep you up to date if you're watching here as to how that ball game is going for you. And we've even got a possible sneak peek a little bit later on another game going on in the area as far as playoffs are concerned. So we've got a lot up our sleeves here tonight with the OH Report. Schnurrer is about to kick off now for Northmor. And Rule will pass on catching this one. And it looks like it might be Connor Manley on the return for Fredericktown. Out across the 25 near the 27.
Nice return. They don't have their backs against the wall. Fredericktown needs to move the football this time and get some points before half. 3:29 on the clock. Northmor will get the ball, Lynn, start the second half.
Big thing for Fredericktown is, though, if you come out and start throwing and you have 3 straight incompletions and the clock only melts by 20 seconds, you're giving Northmor the football back again with over 2.5 to 3 minutes remaining.
And right now, the momentum is on Northmor's side.
Ben Mast is the quarterback on first down here for the Freddies. And he'll keep it himself after faking the handoff to Rule. Nothing there, as a great job defensively by Northmor.
And the Northmor defense is really starting to toughen up. After Fredericktown drove the field in that opening drive, Northmor defense is kind of settled in and putting a stop on Fredericktown.
Nico Cristo, the linebacker, he's a senior, was there to make the initial hit for the Golden Knights. 2:55 remaining before halftime. This looks like a throwing formation. Mast is going to air it out over the head of his intended receiver. He was looking for Cade Carpenter, the other quarterback who rotates in. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 9. And as I said, the clock is stopped. 2:50 to go. Northmor still has 2 timeouts in their back pocket as well. So they have a lot to shoot for right now. And as you see on our split screen, we are showing you the East Knox contest tonight, just to give you a little glimpse of what's happening there. A 27-0 lead for the Bulldogs. And now it's a key 3rd down and 9 here at Northmor. Carpenter, the quarterback, draw. Across the 40, across the 35, near the 40 to the 39, and that might have a Fredericktown first down, and it does. He needed 9, he got 10.
And that keeps the ball in Fredericktown's hands, and they're looking to put some points on the board. It'd be great for them if they could get a touchdown here, tighten things up.
And importantly, it keeps the clock moving and not giving Northmor the ball back with plenty of time, because Max Lauer can break one from anywhere. This time Mast is clobbered as he delivers to Rule. He got maybe a yard on that pass, and boy, in to make the hit that time was number 75, Gavin Whitted. He absolutely hit Ben Mast as he threw that football.
As we've stated before, Lynn, this secondary from Northmor has really picked up their game, and they are making the big plays, making things happen.
2nd down, 9. Clock continues to run, 1:49 and counting. 2nd and 9 from the 40. Mast has a hard time accepting the snap, and fortunately for him, Rule was right there. Tegan Rule just kind of snatched it up as if it was designed to go that way. but he will lose about 4 yards, and now it's going to be 3rd and 14, and you have to wonder if Coach Armros might want to take a timeout for the Golden Knights. The clock still with 1:21 and moving. I would think that you may want to take a timeout right here.
I definitely feel I might, or he might want to save it. It's 3rd down and long. You know they're going to throw the ball.
We're going to be inside of a minute, though, if they run this time play clock down to 1 or 2 seconds, which I'm assuming they'll want to try and do. It's at 5 right now. No one's going into motion, and they snap it with 1 second left on the play clock, and the whole play was discombobulated from the very word go, and it is recovered by Fredericktown, and now a timeout is taken by Northmor. Boy, that's 2 straight plays where the Freddies have really played an escape artist. They got out of it like Houdini.
It was a couple bad snaps. It looked like Fredericktown's in a rush. Instead of going back to their nice even pace, moving the football with the run game, they're doing a little bit of razzle-dazzle. The play clock's running down. Panic starts to set in. Everybody's looking around. Boom, mistakes happen.
You can see on our split screen, we've got Mapleton and Lucas. They are nearing halftime as well. The Cubs on top in that one, 6-0. And Mapleton with the football. So we've got a little double action for you to keep your eyes on here, just to kind of keep you entertained during this timeout. Right here in Northmor, though, we have 53 seconds remaining before halftime, and back to punt is Xavier Mullins. And if Northmor can get a decent return here, they're going to have a shot at maybe putting – and bad snap, but nice play by Xavier Mullins, but it's going to give a returnable ball to Northmor, and a flag comes in as Trenton Ramos is dropped at the 47-yard line. And now let's see if we have a block in the back against Northmor.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. He came up, the guy turned on him, boom. And the official was standing right there. Very easy call to make, block in the back.
So that takes away excellent field position for Northmor, and with 44 seconds left, but you do have Max Lauer in the backfield. You may just want to see if he can break one before halftime, but I'm sure that Coach Armros isn't going to do anything extremely crazy.
Well, you know you're going to get the ball to start the second half. You don't want to do anything ridiculous right now to turn the ball over. Run the clock down, go in at halftime with a 14-6 lead.
1st and 10 for the Golden Knights at their own 35, and one wide receiver to each side of the quarterback Cortez, who is flanked by Lauer to his left. And he will get the football as expected, and he's going to break some tackles out near the 44-yard line, so a nice 9-yard run on 1st down, and the clock continuing to run at 32 seconds and counting, but they're going to go no huddle just to see if Max can pop another one. This time Cortez will follow the blocking of Lauer, and he may try to get out of bounds here, and he does at the 45 of Fredericktown with 16 seconds remaining, and that is a Northmor 1st down.
And right now it's pass time. You have 16 seconds on the clock. Sooner or later, Northmore's going to have to air the ball out. Fredericktown's setting everybody deep.
Here's a second sneak peek. Crestview leading Northwood 28-0 in that game. And here Cortez is firing one deep, and he's got his man, but it goes through his hands. The intended receiver, Trenton Ramos, would have had excellent field position at the 15 with 10 seconds left in the half. But instead, it comes all the way back to the 45 for 2nd down.
And that was a nice play, nice call. Receiver was open, ball a little bit high.
And a little wobbly.
Yep, little on the wobble side.
2nd and 10 now from the 45 of Fredericktown. And now another timeout is going to be taken, this time by Fredericktown. And I'm sure that their head coach, Will Hartley, is going to say, look, guys, if they get a 15 or 20-yard run, so be it. We only have 10 seconds left. and a 10 or 15-yard run isn't really going to hurt us. What's going to hurt us is a pass play of 25 yards.
Yeah, you want to keep the ball in front of you. You don't want anybody behind you. And right now, it's a very critical time for Fredericktown. If Northmor can come away with any points here, you can have a problem the second half. So the coach out there for Fredericktown, he's going to put people deep, keep everything in front of you, come up and make the tackle.
So we're down to the final 10 seconds here at Northmor High School. The Freddies of Fredericktown jumped on top first. 7:13 remaining in the opening quarter. A 23-yard touchdown pass masked to Mullins, but they missed the extra point, and then it's been a 6-yard run by Lauer and a 1-yard run by Lauer, and that has put Northmor on top 14-6. And here's Max Lauer, and there's a flag. So this play's not going to do anything for Northmor, as we're down to 2 seconds remaining in the first half, but I believe we're going to have a chop block.
Looked like a push in the back.
Okay, he's calling holding against the offense. I thought I saw a pretty good block below the waist as the handoff came to Max Lauer to go the other direction, but irregardless, the play is going to come back against Northmor, and now I would think you may just want to take a knee and be done with things.
It's hard to fathom throwing the ball the distance of the field, but I think you're right. The smart thing would just take it on a knee and go in at halftime with a nice little lead.
So the 10-yard step off takes it back inside their own 40 to the 39-yard line. 2 seconds remain in the opening half. Second down and a country mile for Northmor. For the Golden Knights, who have to get to the 35 for a first down, which really doesn't matter because if they get a first down in 2 seconds, the half's going to be over with anyhow.
They ran the clock off.
They started the clock once it was placed, and that is going to be halftime for us. So we have reached the break of this Division 6 first-round playoff game from Northmor. You're watching playoff football, live and free, exclusively on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today?
Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the Pigskin. The Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin.
Why not
Podcast.
both?
Pigskin.
Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
You want top joint replacement surgery. Knox Community Hospital delivers with 3 fellowship-trained surgeons and coveted national rankings for 4 years running, all to help you beat the pain and heal faster. At Knox Community Hospital, we're elevating care.
Alumni Roofing is a full-service commercial roofing contractor providing commercial and industrial roofing solutions. We provide service to much of north central Ohio, including areas of Columbus, Cleveland, and Akron. Our services include preventative maintenance programs, roof health assessment, roof replacement, metal fabrication, and more. Call 419-884-9715 and mention this ad to receive a great free deal. Alumni Roofing would like to give a shout out to the senior class of 2021.
performance, the band will relax and take things slow. The flag performance was written by Zoe Montag. Watch out for our lazy flag seniors who have caught a terrible case of senioritis with this song from their sophomore year. This is Margaritaville. Performance tonight is an upbeat song by the Safaris, first performed in the seniors' 11th grade year. During the drum break, clap for your favorite side, woodwinds or brass, as they battle it out with a dance break. The flag routine was written by McKenna Gillum and Bruce Enjoy White Mountain.
Facebook won't let us come back and play, but I still want
along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
You want top joint replacement surgery. Knox Community Hospital delivers with 3 fellowship-trained surgeons and coveted national rankings for 4 years running, all to help you beat the pain and heal faster. At Knox Community Hospital, we're elevating care.
Alumni Roofing is a full-service commercial roofing contractor providing commercial and industrial roofing solutions. We provide service to much of north central Ohio, including areas of Columbus, Cleveland, and Akron. Our services include preventative maintenance programs, roof health assessment, roof replacement, metal fabrication, and more. Call 419-884-9715 and mention this ad to receive a great free deal. Alumni Roofing would like to give a shout out to the senior class of 2021.
Division 6, Region 23 playoff action tonight from Northmor, where the Golden Knights lead the Fredericktown Freddies 14-6 at halftime. Hi again, everyone. I'm Lynn Passet. I'm joined by the coach, Bruce Weirich, and let's recap that first half for you. Scoring opened by Fredericktown taking a 6-0 lead on a 23-yard touchdown pass masked to Mullins with 7:13 left in the opening quarter. The extra point was no good. Then Northmor came right back with a long drive of their own, and with 4:39 left in the first quarter, their only drive of that opening half, Max Lauer went in from 6 yards out, and the extra point was good, made it 7-6. And then with 3:34 left before halftime, it was Max doing it again from a yard out. The extra point again was good, and that brought us to 14-6. And I guess you've got the stats for us from the first half, Bruce.
Yeah, when you look at the stats and they bring them up, it doesn't really look that great right now. First downs for Northmor, they have 7. Total yards 144, but the big thing that sticks out to me is the passing yards for Northmor only 7. Now we know they have a great running attack. If they can get a little bit more passing going, they're going to be hard to beat this game. They have 137 yards rushing. Now on the other hand, you had the Fredericktown Freddies. They're doing a nice job running the ball, controlling it, but they still don't have the big numbers that we need to see up there. The first quarter, to me, being a coach that coached with a fullback, was a perfect quarter. There was only 3 possessions, 3 long drives, points were put on the board, no mistakes, no penalties, no fumbles, and then things got a little bit hazy in that second quarter, Lynn.
Yep, about halfway through the quarter, things started to kind of get a little wiry, and both teams just kind of felt out of sync. We didn't have any real flow to the game. Hopefully that will come back now in the third quarter as these two teams are back out onto the turf. And we had a little bit of mist falling again, kind of a misty, heavy mist during halftime while the bands were performing. But now things have cleared back out, and looks like we should have, hopefully, clear weather the rest of the way to go. Individually, I guess the only person really having a huge night statistically is Max Lauer, who's approaching that 100-yard mark.
Yeah, he's been a workhorse for him tonight, and he had that big run, 35-yard run. He stiff-armed, I think, everybody on the team to get down through there, but his offensive line gave him a little bit of daylight, and when Mr. Lauer gets in the open, he's going to make things happen for us. He's got 10 carries so far, 84 yards, and he's the positive force that I've seen on Northmor's team.
Well, tonight's high school football broadcast is being brought to you live and free on the OH Report, thanks to our generous sponsors, and Knox Community Hospital is one of them. They are elevating care. So we are about ready to open things up with the second half. Fredericktown is going to be kicking as they won the toss and elected to receive to open the football game, and now they will be kicking off to Northmor, who is moving from right to left in their black jerseys with gold trim. The Golden Knights will be getting opening possession here in the second half.
And with Northmor being ahead and getting the ball right now, if they put a touchdown on the board and go up by 2 scores, you're going to see Fredericktown having to do a little bit of scrambling. And I haven't seen the offense that can put points on the board real quick from Fredericktown. They've driven the ball down the field. So the worst thing that can happen is for Northmor to score on Fredericktown on this drive.
We saw Fredericktown come out and hit, I believe, their first 5 passes of the ball game, and that was their opening drive when they were mixing things up nicely, but they really have not had much of a passing game since that opening drive. And here's Northmor on the return, and out across the 30 to the 34.
Nice return. Good place to start on the field. One of the things I really like, Lynn, is I like looking at the adjustments the coaches make at the halftime. And some people think the kids go in there and they relax, but coaches make adjustments. What are the defensive adjustments that Fredericktown had to make at halftime?
Trenton Ramos was the returner for Northmor, giving them the football 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. And a quick whistle, and the officials are going to congregate and discuss something here. Might have to do with the clock, because I have a hard time believing we lost 31 seconds on the opening kickoff.
Yeah, somebody forgot to flip the switch on the clock.
Probably 11:49 might make a little more sense.
That was a good eye catching that.
Yeah, we sometimes like to give it to the officials and say, why did they call this or why didn't they call that? But you have to remember those guys are amateurs just like these young men are. This is not a full-time job for them. This is something they have a passion for, something they enjoy doing, and they invest a lot of time knowing the rules and interpreting the rules. And right there, they caught something that the average fan would never have even noticed. So Cortez steps up under center, one of the few times we've seen him go under center, and he'll hand it off to Max Lauer, cross the 40, near the 42-yard line, and that's a nice 7-yard run on first down, and that opens up the playbook on second down.
And right now, I'll tell you, Northmore's coming up with a 2-man back. Quarterback's not in the shotgun. He's underneath it. More of a power game now. Let's see if they're going to go with the power game and work some time off this clock.
Cortez is back under center once again, a pair of running backs behind him. And Lauer's going to get the dose this time again, and he's got first down running room across the 45, and that should be good enough for a first down. Well, now it looks like they're marking him just shy. The other linesman coming in from the other side has got him down just shy of the 45-yard line. And now we've got another stoppage of play. Fredericktown Freddie was down, and I thought they were going to have to tend to him, but he is able to stay in the game.
They're going to be close to the first down.
Just shy, so it's going to be third down and less than a foot.
And who do you think's going to get the ball, Lynn?
Well, with Cortez lining up under center, he may just sneak it because everybody's going to be thinking Max Lauer's going to be getting the football.
Yep.
And now they're going to make number 64, Lucas Herbst, come out of the football game, and in will go Adam McFerrin. Boy, the Fredericktown fans are raising a ruckus here on the near side. They're not too happy about something, but fans are never happy with anything that's not going their way. Third down and about 6 or 8 inches for the Golden Knights. Kind of a pro set behind Cortez, and they'll hand it off, and this is one of the few times tonight that Max Lauer has not gotten the first down. He actually lost about 6 inches on that carry. It'll be fourth down. And now does head football coach Scott Armrose say, you know what, I'm going to deflate you by giving it to him on fourth down and maybe run wide this time. They're going for it unless they're going to try and draw the Freddies offside. They will snap it, and it will go to Max. And this is what he can do. He's breaking tackles and hurdling tacklers and all the way down to the 40-yard line, and that is easily enough for another Golden Knights first down.
Nice play. Come up, take a quick snap, run the ball with your best back at the best offensive lineman, and they've been getting success on that right side of the line, and he gets a first down plus yardage.
Cortez will remain under center. They use a double tight end look now with this lineup, and he's going to throw. And he's got his tight end, Armros, wide open, but he didn't put enough air under it to lead him, and the Freddies just about picked it off. Nice defensive play by J.J. Grinnell on the far corner.
A little bit of a play action. You've been running the ball successfully. Fake it to your big back. Throw the ball to your tight end down the field. He was open. Underthrew the ball a little bit.
That was actually number 20, Trevor Bellman, on the right corner, who made the near interception for Fredericktown. Second down 10 now at the Freddies' 40-yard line for Northmor. Cortez remains under center and will pitch it now to the right side. And Lauer is inside the 35, maybe to the 34, a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd down and 4.
And you can see the adjustments the Northmor coaching staff has made. The quarterback is not going to the shotgun. He's going underneath. And they have 2 backs in the backfield that can run.
One of the first to get there was number 54, Riley Zigman, on that last play for Fredericktown. Kind of a big play now for the Freddies. 3rd down 4 from the 34. Cortez under center. Max Lauer. First down running room. Inside the 20. Down near the 19-yard line. And that'll be another Northmor first down, and this is the worst scenario that Fredericktown defensively could have seen happen to them, because the last thing they wanted to do was watch Northmor come right down the field on them and put points on the board.
And we talked about that the second quarter, Lynn. Northmor was going to receive the ball, and if they scored, it's going to put a lot of pressure on that Fredericktown offense.
Dual running backs and a double tight end set once again. Handoff this time will go right up the gut, and this is Nico Cristo with the football inside the 10-yard line and down near the 8. And that'll set up 1st and goal for Northmor.
I kind of like Northmor. They got the big back in there that makes things happen, run people over. And then they come back with Cristo, who has that shifting move, can make the cutback.
Max Lauer back in now in the tailback slot. He'll get the handoff. He'll cut back against the grain, dive for the pylon, and he's not quite there. He's down at the 1, so a gain of about 6 on the play for Max. Should be over the 100-yard mark, I would think, by now.
The young man has 135 yards so far.
This drive has punched him over the top on that 100-yard marker, and now they want to punch it into the end zone. And they'll give it to Lauer again, and he's in for the touchdown.
18 carries, 136 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Lauer.
Fredericktown has to feel kind of like that car getting struck by a freight train locomotive. Kind of got T-boned right there to start this third quarter. They really needed a defensive stop, and instead Northmor goes right down the field and punches another 6 on the board. 20-6. Very important extra point now for the Golden Knights. And the kick is up, and it is good. 21-6 now in favor of Northmor. Tonight's high school football broadcast is being brought to you live and free on the OH Report, thanks to our generous sponsors, and Alumni Roofing is proud sponsors and supporters of Fredericktown sports and the Freddies Marching Band. And we will be presenting the Player of the Game Award after the end of tonight's contest, and that will be brought to you by Alumni Roofing as well.
That was a classic drive. Being an old-time coach, and I loved running down the field, taking time off the clock. I like 20-play drives, 15-play drives where you just move it. It is so defeating for a defense to keep walking backwards as your offense gains momentum. And right now, Northmor is doing everything right.
And Fredericktown's head coach, Will Hartley, is out having a discussion with the officials. You can see right there, and I'm not really sure why they're allowing him to go all the way out and have this verbal outburst with them. He's not happy about something, that's for sure, but not very often do you see the officials allow a coach to come out and kind of give them the chewing of the fat.
Well, when things aren't going your way, you got to point the finger somewhere. You want to get every edge you can for your kids.
So Northmor kicking it off now. Taken at the 9-yard line by the Freddies. And out near the 25-yard line on the return, I believe that might have been Trevor Jobs on the return for Fredericktown.
If there has ever been a drive where Fredericktown's got to put points on the board, this is it. The worst thing they want to do is turn the ball over to Northmor and let Northmor control the game, the flow of the game, and the clock, and work their way down the field.
Well, after that 1-yard touchdown run by Max Lauer, things have really changed here for the Freddies. They are going to have to probably eliminate some of their playbook because they have really got to start scoring and they've got to strike quickly. And now we've got the officials coming together again.
When you take a look at Fredericktown, they completed their first 5 passes, Lynn, and then now they've missed on their next 5. They have to get the passing game going, and they got to find some way to break this defense of Northmore's down. I'm really impressed with the secondary for Northmor. They've really done a great job.
Well, I believe it's going to be Carpenter taking the opening. Well, now it looks like he's out there in the huddle along with Ben Mast. Both quarterbacks that rotate evenly are both in the huddle. Now it looks like Mast is going to be our quarterback. I'm not sure what the delay is right now.
The officials keep looking at the clock.
And they haven't really spotted the ball yet either. He's just now spotting the ball at the 15-yard line. I'm not really sure what that whole delay was about, but we've got Mast as quarterback, and he'll put his man in motion, and he'll hand it off on the jet sweep left side. And that was handed off to Trevor Jobs, and not a lot of running room out across the 15 to the 17-yard line, a short gain of 2 that time for Trevor Jobs. Good defense that time by Northmor. The Knights were prepared for that and sets up 2nd and long.
Fredericktown's got to win first down. They've got to get 4 or 5 yards on first down to make their offense go.
We saw them go to the jet sweep on that opening drive a couple of times, and they were getting big chunks. There it only got 2. Mast fires to Rule on the near side. He's better off just letting that one fall as he did, because had he dove to catch it, he would have lost about 5 yards. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
And there are Northmor black jerseys everywhere the ball is. When that ball is thrown, they are attacking it, going after it. I really like the secondary from Northmor right now.
I do as well, and number 22, C.J. Stoney, is one that seems to be in the right place at the right time. He's got speed, he will hit you, and he does a great job in coverage. 3rd down and a long 7 for the Freddies. Mast to throw. Got Rule in the backfield, slipping out with kind of a safety valve, and he's tripped up right at the 30-yard line. Looks like they'll mark him at the 31, and really no real gain on the play. It's going to be 4th down and a long 5.
And it's a punting situation. They have to punt the ball. Last thing you want to do is give Northmor the ball at the 30-yard line. But still, I expect Northmor to have very good field position once they get this punt.
Xavier Mullins is back to punt for Fredericktown. Mullins will get a nicer kick this time, not one of those line drives, and he gets a really nice hop, and it will chase the receiver, Trenton Ramos, back to his own 15-yard line, and good coverage by the Freddies, and this will be probably the worst field position of the night for Northmor to start a drive.
And when you start deep like this, but they've been having success. And if the coach has got these young men in the right mindset, they love these long drives. They can just work the clock down, move the sticks, do it one time, move them down one first down at a time. And Fredericktown has got to make a stop on this series right now.
25-yard line is where they mark it 1st and 10 for the Golden Knights, who lead 21-6. 6:43 remaining 3rd quarter. Lynn Passet and Bruce Weirich, the coach, along with you here from Northmor. First-round playoff action here in the Ohio High School playoffs. And this is Max Lauer. Surprise. Kind of a counter, inside counter play, and he'll be dropped at the 35 and a gain of 10. We'll give him 11, actually, to the 36. Always nice when you can get a 7-yard or more gain on first down.
And that's what teams have to do. If you can get 5+ yards, that makes 2nd and 5 or 3rd and 5 very easy for this team.
1st and 10 at the 36. Cortez off the direct snap, kind of weaving his way through the defense, and then he's dropped at the 41. So a short gain of about 4 that time for Cortez. Might even give him 5. And it's 2nd down and a very manageable distance once again.
And what a contrast in the two backs. You have one that slips and slides and moves to the right, can move to the left. Then you got another back that will just run you over.
Yeah, Max Lauer would almost prefer to lower his shoulder and just take you on. But he also likes to run around you and give you that stiff arm as well. He's a power runner, but he's got speed to go with it. 2nd down, we'll call it 6. Here's Lauer again. Cross the 45, cross the 50, right to the 50-yard line. Nonetheless, he got the first down with a nice burst of speed and then some power to get right to the midfield stripe.
The young man has 156 yards on 20 carries, and he is actually taking this Northmor offense, putting it on his shoulders and moving them down the field.
He really is. He's taking the brunt of the workload here in the 3rd quarter, and we kind of expected it, especially once they scored to make it 21-6. We figured it would be a lot of ground and pound now as far as Northmor is concerned. Cortez will hand it off to Lauer again, and this time a good defensive play is made by number 64, Lucas Herbst of Fredericktown. He'll drop him right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
And the Fredericktown defense is somebody's got to make a play. They've got to put Northmor in a situation like this, 2nd and long. They got to have another play, so it's a 3rd and long situation.
Last drive we saw Cortez under center. Now we're seeing him more in the shotgun. They'll fake the handoff to Lauer, roll, fire, but it's way over the head and well out of bounds. That pass intended for Bryson Kearns.
And a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be against Fredericktown.
Well, the Freddies seem to think it's going to go against Northmor. They're cheering over here like
yeah,
you finally called one on them.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to walk back. There's a couple flags on the floor, on the field.
Probably going to ask the coach which one you want now. One of them may be a personal foul. And number 73 of Northmor, Dustin Sanders, is exiting the game. The fans want him thrown out. I didn't see what happened, but of course I'm following the action and not really looking at the line play.
We'll see if the official gives us the hitchhiker sign. Personal foul.
$15-yard penalty against number 73, Dustin Sanders. And it sounds like he has been ejected from the game. So now the Fredericktown crowd believes that they have something happening on their side. We were going to try and bring you up that last play just to see if we could find it, but unfortunately our replay kind of died on us on that last one. So nonetheless, Northmor went the wrong direction in a hurry because that was back-to-back penalties against them. One dead ball, one live ball. And so now it is
2nd and in eternity.
2nd down, and they're saying 22 on the board, but I think it's more like 40. Yeah, now it's 40. They have to get all the way to the 40-yard line of Fredericktown, and Cortez will just keep it himself, and now he'll be plowed under once again for Fredericktown. Number 64, Lucas Herbst, one of the first to get there, along with number 62, Braden Sapp.
What a change of momentum, and it happened just like that. 2 penalties, pushes Northmor back.
73 is back in the ball game, Dustin Sanders. So apparently he was not ejected. He was just being taken out by the coaching staff to have a little discussion with him. But he is checked back into the ball game, so there was no ejection on that penalty a couple of plays ago. So now it's 3rd down, 37. Cortez airing it out. And it's caught by his big tight end, and that is Andrew Armros, and he's going to go the distance on 3rd and 37. They go 74 yards for a touchdown. Wow, what a play, and what a catch by Armros, who just out-muscled everyone for the football and then just outran everybody.
Wow, what a coach's nightmare. You have the team backed up. It is 3rd down and an eternity. And what do? They throw a Hail Mary pass to a tight end, touchdown.
Whoa, talk about a backbreaker. 3:23 left in the 3rd quarter. You think you're finally going to get your defense off the field. The extra point is good, and it's 28-6. And just look at the effort by Armros.
Unbelievable. Look at the size of the young man.
3rd and 37.
But let's look at this, Lynn. Up to that point, Northmor had only completed 1 pass for 7 yards. They were 0 for 5, and then they turn around and throw it right up the field. 74 yards later, they have a touchdown and a nice lead.
Who would have thunk it? That's high school football, folks. Yeah. Tonight's high school football game is being brought to you live and free on the OH Report, thanks to our generous sponsors, and one of those being Morrow County Hospital. Don't wait to get sick. Put your health first. Visit morrowcountyhospital.com for your online appointment today. Yeah, the Fredericktown fans were making a lot of noise when it was 3rd and 37. They thought we're going to get off the field. We're going to get excellent field position, and now quiet as a mouse over here on the near sidelines.
It's called momentum, and boy, it changes on a dime.
Certainly does. Nice kick by Northmor, fielded at the 8 by Rule. He'll bring it near side, breaks a tackle. Now he needs some speed, and he's not going to be able to outrun Caleb Schnurrer, the kicker, a sophomore who drug him down, but a great return that time by Rule.
Oh, and it was, and you need a momentum change, that gives it to you.
From his own 8-yard line all the way down to the 33-yard line.
Now, Fredericktown, I know I've said this before, but they have great field position. They need to score a touchdown now. They have got the short field. Northmor, they just had the big touchdown score. They are down a little bit. The kickoff team got away from them. And now Fredericktown has got to put some points on the board.
Very key possession, 28-6, with only 3:12 left in the 3rd quarter. So if Fredericktown has any thoughts of getting back into this ball game, it's got to happen right here. Mast will hand it off to Rule, who's been kind of their hero tonight. He's been the one doing most of the offensive damage for this Freddy's offense, and he'll lunge inside the 30, down near the 26. So a nice gain that time, and it will be 2nd down and about 3.
One of the problems we have with running the ball and getting up short yardage, the clock's going to run. And right now, Fredericktown needs some points ASAP. I know you still have the 4th quarter, but they need points on this drive.
Mast, the quarterback, hands it again to Rule, and he's got 1st down yardage inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. That's a gain of 9. And the chains will move, stop of the clock while they do that, just like they do in college, which, speaking of college, Penn State leading Ohio State 7-3 with 10:40 left before halftime. But here in Northmor, it is 28-6. Golden Knights on top, but the Freddies are trying to counter and come back with a drive of their own. Nothing happening that time for Mason Heflich as he tries off the right guard, and now we've got an injured Golden Knight. Let's see if he's able to get back to his feet. It looks like he is. That injured player is Charles Naylor, and he's a sophomore, and he's back up on his feet and looks like he's going to be okay.
You're playing playoff time, crunch time, your back's against the wall. You're not going to come out of the ball game. You're going to do everything you can to help your team and stay on that field.
Clock continues to run. Minute 38. Play clock is down to 9. Mast will take it himself. He had Rule open, but he instead decides to go into the end zone, a pass intended for Xavier Mullins, and we have a flag on the play, so let's see what we've got. The illegal man downfield seems to be the initial call.
And that's a loss of down.
Yep, ineligible receiver is downfield. Clock is stopped at 1:27 remaining to play third quarter.
And as a former offensive lineman, every once in a while, you're looking at the man you're supposed to block, and he's moving backwards, and you just kind of chase him, or sometimes you block him back that far. You have to stay within 5 yards of that line of scrimmage.
Looked like Mast had Rule on the far flank, but he elected not to go there and took a pass that went into probably triple coverage in the end zone. They're not taking what's being given to them right now. Play clock is at 14. They get the snap off in plenty of time. Now Mast fires center of the field, and it goes off the hands of Marcus Cortez, who was playing center field that time for Northmor.
And again, Northmor secondary has everything covered. There was more black jerseys in the end zone than there were white jerseys. And this is a very crucial play. 3rd and 13. Fredericktown, they're going to have 2 shots at whatever they do.
Yep, you're definitely in 4-down territory now, and I would imagine 2-point conversions are on the table the rest of the way to have to get themselves back into this thing. But first comes first. You got to get the touchdown first, and a timeout is going to be taken by the Fredericktown Freddies instead. 1:23 remaining here in the third quarter. Golden Knights on top, 28-6. Lynn Passet, Bruce Weirich, the coach, along with you here for first-round playoff action in Division 6, Region 23.
And right now, Fredericktown, the game has a heartbeat to it. As the game progresses, Northmor will carry the enthusiasm. They had the big touchdown run. Momentum was on their side. Fredericktown comes right back, has a kickoff. Momentum shifts to their side. You know, the momentum carries a lot of weight in a high school football game. And if Fredericktown cannot put points on the board, you're going to see the momentum flow all the way to Northmor, and it's going to be tough to recover from this.
Yep, they had excellent field position after the great kickoff return by Rule. And here comes the fake jet sweep. Now they do send it out to Rule on the left flank, and this time the Knights had it covered very well. Over there was number 42, Garrett Corwin, to make the breakup.
And again, Lynn, as we've talked about, this secondary for Northmor is doing an outstanding job staying at home, taking what Fredericktown gives them, and defending the ball.
Well, this is a huge play. 4th down and 13 from the 20 for the Freddies, who have got to find either pay dirt or a first down here. Mast into the end zone, broken up. His intended receiver was Cade Carpenter, And a beautifully thrown ball. You can't really say anything bad about it. Just great defense that time by the Golden Knights, who break it up in the end zone.
And we've talked about this all night. That secondary for Northmor has shown a lot of maturity. They don't panic. They don't let anybody get behind them. And when the ball is in the air, they attack it.
And he threw it to the right guy, and he threw it high because Cade Carpenter is 6'5". And he went up and got his hands on the football, but he just couldn't come down with it. So it'll be a turnover on downs now to the Golden Knights. Clock is stopped, 1:15 to go third quarter. I'm going to bet the farm we're going to see the ball on the hands of Cortez, the quarterback, or Max Lauer right here, who has the football. It's going to be a ground and pound game the rest of the way now for Northmor. Gain of 1 that time for Max. Second down 9.
Max is up to 159 yards. He's been the workhorse of this ball game, and I think they're going to ride him into the sunset.
Talked about it in the first half. He is 6'2", 215 pounds, and only a junior. So 1,200, almost 1,300 yards rushing in the regular season with 13 touchdowns. He is a load. And here he comes again. Left side. Actually, I think that might have been, yeah, that was Max again carrying the football out to the 25-yard line. And it's now going to be third down and about 5. Short 4.
Yeah, I think you got to give some credit to that Northmor offensive line. They're keeping things moving.
We'll talk about them after this play, because they have done a dynamic job tonight of opening up those holes for Cortez and for Lauer. And the quarter will come to an end. So we'll talk about that offensive line when we come back. You're watching Playoff High School Football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
You want top joint replacement surgery. Knox Community Hospital delivers with 3 fellowship-trained surgeons and coveted national rankings for 4 years running, all to help you beat the pain and heal faster. At Knox Community Hospital, we're elevating care.
Alumni Roofing is a full-service commercial roofing contractor providing commercial and industrial roofing solutions. We provide service to much of north central Ohio, including areas of Columbus, Cleveland, and Akron. Our services include preventative maintenance programs, roof health assessment, roof replacement, metal fabrication, and more. Call 419-884-9715 and mention this ad to receive a great free deal. Alumni Roofing would like to give a shout out to the senior class of 2021.
Welcome back to Northmor High School. We just missed the opening play of the fourth quarter, and Northmor put the football on the turf for the first turnover of the ball game. Fredericktown has recovered at the 33 of Northmor.
Knocking on the door. Nothing like getting the football in your own territory or Northmor territory.
Well, this is their second straight opportunity. They had a kickoff return of over 65 yards. They gave them the football inside the 30, and they couldn't make anything of it. Now they have it inside the 35. Let's see what they make of it. Rule goes straight up the gut near the 26-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 7. It'll bring up second and short, and that's exactly what you want as a head coach, because your playbook is wide open now.
And this is another opportunity. They've got to get points on the board. If they would have scored that last series and then have the ball right now, it'd be a whole different ball game.
Second down and about 4. Needless to say, this is a must-score opportunity for Fredericktown, and Rule is drugged down inside the 25 at about the 24. Short gain of about 2, maybe 3. It'll bring up third down and a long 1. 11 minutes remain in the ball game. 28-6. Fredericktown trying desperately to claw themselves back into this thing. They just got a turnover on the fumble from Northmor. Mast is your quarterback. He'll hand it off to Rule. He's been doing a pretty decent job of stabbing around looking for the hole and going straight up the gut.
Fredericktown came out that time with what we called an unbalanced line. They have a center, a guard, and a tackle, and then they take the tight end and flip him to the long side, trying to find a gap so they can get through this Northmor defense, who has really been playing some good football.
Right now, the time clock is the best friend of Northmor, though. It just continues to wind down, nearing the 10-minute mark. As Mast takes the snap, fakes the throw, hands it off instead. This is Mason Heflich, and he's going to lose yardage on that play. He'll lose about 2 yards, maybe 3, and that's not what you want to happen when you're trying desperately to get yourself back into the ball game.
Northmore's starting to blitz the backer. Linebackers are coming through. If you don't do that the whole game, and when you do it, it surprises the offensive line, and somebody missed the block.
Second down 12 from the 22 for Fredericktown. I formation. Heflich will get the call, and he'll go through as the fullback and get it back to the line of scrimmage and maybe gain an extra yard. So now it's going to be a long 9 yards, third and about 9.
Nice little trap play. Block everybody back, pull the backside guard. A little bit of a seam was there, just couldn't get too much farther because those linebackers and defensive secondaries doing a great job for Northmor.
Big play now for the Freddies. They have got to get 5 to 6 yards on this play to make it a very manageable fourth down if they're going to have to go for it on fourth down. And now it's Carpenter as the quarterback, rolling right, running out of time, pressured, eludes a couple of tacklers and gets it down to around the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up fourth down and about 8, along 7.
And, there are so many moments in this ball game when Fredericktown had to make something happen. They had the ball in the red zone last series, couldn't get it in. This is do or die.
They have to reach the 10-yard line to get a first down. The 10-yard line is where they are gunning for. Mast is your quarterback. Firing. Left side, it's deflected away, but was it caught? Rule comes up with it. They're giving him the catch, and that'll be near a first down. Let's see where they mark it. It looks like they've got him inside the 10. That's a first down for the Freddies.
Nice catch.
He needed 7. He got 8. First and goal, Fredericktown at the Northmor 9. Nice job that time by Mast of setting his feet and getting a good throw and a nice completion. First and goal now from the 9. Mast firing right wing, and it's going to be too low for his intended receiver. He just hasn't been quite high enough with a lot of his throws. That was intended for, once again, number 19, Tegan Rule.
Seems like he's got to get his feet settled in. He's got to push off that back foot a little bit more. Ball's coming up just a little bit short.
Well, even a score here is going to make it difficult. We're going to have to see an onside kick if they score because we're down to 7:42 remaining in the ball game. That clock has really evaporated on Fredericktown. Rule in motion. They'll hand it off to him. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown. Making the catch is Trevor Jobs. Trevor Jobs, a 9-yard touchdown reception.
And that's just what the doctor ordered. And you're right, Lynn. They now need to go for 2. to make up for the extra point that they missed earlier. They'll go for 2, and then they got to come back with an onside kick.
So here's the big 2-point conversion to make it 28-14 to get us down to a 2-touchdown difference. Mast will remain the quarterback. He'll fake the handoff. He's going to throw. Backside for Jobs, and it's incomplete. Oh, no, they say he caught it and gave it to him.
There it is.
Yes, they gave him. Let's look at this again in the back of the end zone. A beautiful pass that time by Mast.
Great catch. Looked like it might have been deflected.
That's what I thought. I thought it bounced off of his shoulder pad.
It came off his shoulder pad.
I did not let's get one more look at it here. Off his pad. Oh, that was his foot we saw. That's not the football. He did catch it. He did catch it. Well, obviously he caught it. The referee's right there. So that was Xavier Mullins with a 2-point conversion, and suddenly it is 28-14, but the clock is going to be the enemy now for Fredericktown. We're going to most likely see an onside kick coming.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is let Northmor take the football, and with their run game, they'll wind that clock down, and you will not have enough time to score 2 touchdowns. So look for the onside kick. Northmore's anticipating. They're putting 10 men up on the line of scrimmage. Fredericktown's got everybody bunched on the hash mark.
All of your special teams guys who have good hands are going to be right up there for Northmor to try and get this onside kick recovered.
And this is a Thursday night practice play. On Thursday night when you're in pads or without pads, you practice these onside kicks.
And he really knocked a hard one, hoping it was going to deflect off of someone up front, and it didn't. And now Northmore's having a hard time picking it up, and now they finally do. This is C.J. Stoney who picks it up, and he'll be dropped around the 15-yard line.
And if you want to feel a little bit pressure, you should be the defensive coordinator for Fredericktown right now. His main goal is to get the ball back for the offense with plenty of time on the clock. So Fredericktown right now is looking for a 1-2-3 punt.
And they may have to start using some timeouts as well. If they get a nice stop on 1st and 2nd down, they may want to kill the clock by burning one on after that 2nd down play. But we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but they still do have 2 timeouts in their pocket if they so desire to use them. So 1st and 10 for Northmor at their own 15-yard line, 28-14. And here comes Max Lauer out across the 15 to the 20-yard line, and that'll be a gain of just about 5. Northmore's not going to panic. Still a 2-touchdown lead. The clock is in their favor and running as we near the 7-minute mark.
And one of the things they're doing, they're getting 5 yards on 1st down. 2nd down and 5 is a very, very respectable yardage for this offense.
And the play clock is only at 15, so they're going to milk that all the way down to 2 or 3 before they snap the football. Cortez back up under center. He'll snap it at 7. And here comes Max Lauer again across the 15 to about the 16, maybe the 17. And that will bring up 3rd down and short. 3rd down at about 3. Get a stop here on this 3rd down play. I think you might see a timeout being burnt.
And I have a pretty good idea who's going to get the football right here.
I think number 6.
You give it to your best back. You run it to your best offensive lineman. You don't play no games. You just make it happen.
And look at that Fredericktown defense. No one farther than 6 yards off the line of scrimmage. And they are after Lauer, trying to keep him from reaching the 25. And it looks like they may have got him just before he got to the 1st down marker.
Nice job by the secondary coming up for a little bit of support and stopping the big back.
The back of the football is on the 24. They had to reach the 25. They're lining up as if they're going to go for it to seal the win. Let's see if they do or if they try to draw him off sides. I think he's trying to just draw him off sides. 17 on the play clock. I have a hard time buying they're really going to jeopardize not getting it here or having a fumbled snap.
I think he's going to let the clock run down and take a timeout.
I think I'd just let it run out and not even take the timeout. But they are. They're going to take the timeout. 5:25 left to play in this ball game. 28-14, Northmor on top. Fredericktown jumped out first with a 7-0 lead, but it's been all Northmor until this last score, when with 7:37 left, Fredericktown scored to make it 28-14. The Buckeyes have taken the lead 10-7 with 3:48 left to play before halftime. And we'd love to say thank you to all the viewers that we have. Over 300 are online right now watching us, whether you're on your cell phone, whether you're on your laptop at home or your PC, whatever you're doing. We love having you here with us on the OH Report. You know, we'll call up the offensive starting lineup for Northmor here in just a second. We wanted to talk about their offensive line. We'll get to them after this play just to see what happens here. As it is 4th down and about a foot for Northmor. And they're coming out of the timeout, lining up as if they're going to still try and go for it, and they do. Quarterback sneak with Cortez. No, a fumble on the play and a flag on the play as well. So we've got a lot to sort out here. We could have a first down. We could also have a penalty that takes away the first down. Or we could have a fumble recovery by Fredericktown, but it doesn't look like that is the case. It looks like it is a first down for Northmor, but what's the flag situation?
I think that was just a beanbag when the official threw down to mark the ball. Wasn't a flag.
All right, so 5:09 and counting and a first down, and that probably seals it for Northmor. As here you can see the fumble, and it was Lauer who actually jumped on it himself. So he was the one who fumbled it, and he was the one who jumped right back on it. Northmor going to continue to give them the run game. Looks like that was Nico Cristo with the call. Let's go to the offensive starting unit and look at these seniors up front. Tight end Andrew Armrose. Tackle Dustin Saunders. Guard Gavin Whitted. Center Bodie Workman. Guard Jordan Welch and tackle Jonathan Artrip. Those guys have really made things happen tonight. We may be choosing a player of the game by the name of Max Lauer, but it was really that offensive line that was getting the penetration and really getting things started for Max.
And that offensive line is doing a great job right now. Northmor is doing nothing fancy. They're going with 2 tight ends, and they're just playing power football. The good old Woody Hayes days, 5 yards and a cloud of dust.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you look at this defense, rule number 19 is your safety, and he is lined up 4 yards off the football. Everybody else is in front of him, and it's not easy, even in a double tight end set, to block that many guys who are up on the line of scrimmage. It's basically a goal line defense with a little softness to it, and you're trying to block that and make holes, and they're doing that, and they're getting yardage.
And Northmor, except for that 74-yard pass, they do not really have a passing attack. So Fredericktown's, everybody's on the line of scrimmage, 10 people within 5 yards of the football.
Looks like the real heavy mist has resurfaced here at Northmor High School as well. 3rd down and 1 for the Golden Knights. 3:36 and the clock is now running. The play clock is at 19, so they're just going to continue to wait on that to get down inside of 7 or 8 seconds before they probably snap the football. We're at 7 on the play clock, and there's the snap, and there is Lauer once again. And he's got first down yardage out across the 40 to the 41, and that will be all she wrote in this one because Fredericktown's defense just cannot stop this offense.
And you're right about that. You can't say enough about that offensive line, and they are just creating seams. And the big back, Lauer, is just eating up the yardage.
Boy, it almost looks like fog rolling in. This mist is so heavy. We look up into the lights, it almost looks like fog rolling in. 2:45 and counting on the game clock. The play clock is at 4 when they snap it, and here comes Max Lauer once again out near the 45-yard line, and he just continues to get 4, 5, 6 yards, and now a timeout being taken by Fredericktown.
The big back needs another 10 yards to break the 200 barrier. It's a little bit different playing days now with the clocks, with your 40-second clock. Back in the old days, you'd have to read the official, and your official would raise his hand up in the air and tell you that's when you have your 5 seconds to go.
And there you have a good shot of what I was talking about earlier. A really heavy mist. It's not a rain. It's just a really heavy mist that is falling here at Gallion Northmor High School. And so you've got the weather conditions on top of the fact that you're going double tight end and you're facing a defense that is really crowding the line of scrimmage, and yet they're still able to get 4, 5, 6 yards every time they run the football. And that's disheartening for a defense.
It is. It really is. Max Lauer has carried the ball 30 times, and he has 190 yards. And I'm going to put my money on it. He's going to get a couple more carries in the last 2.5 minutes of this game.
Fredericktown does still have one timeout to burn. They're just hoping for that wet pigskin to come loose and they can be Johnny on the spot and jump on it. Cortez will hand it off to Lauer again, spinning and trying to drive forward. He got about 2 more out near the 47-yard line. And there comes the final timeout now by Fredericktown. And while we have this break in action, we'll see if you guys can pull up also the starting defensive players for Northmor, because we need to give them a hand. They've held this offense in check all night long and done an excellent job. And we talked in the pregame show about how this was the experience of Northmor against the youth of Fredericktown. Almost every single time you have that situation, experience will win out. And just look at all the seniors.
Yeah, and one of the things that if you're going to make a run in the playoffs, you're going to do it with your defense. Your offense is going to give you big headlines, but your defense is going to take you to championships.
8 seniors on the starting offensive lineup, 7 seniors on the defensive lineup for Northmor, and that has really been a big differential in this ball game tonight. Experience speaks for itself.
They never panic.
3rd down and 4. Lauer once again needs to get to the 49, and it looks now a flag comes in late. This is going to be a dead ball foul, I believe, because we had already had whistles for the player to be down near the first down marker, and then we had a flag come in really late.
Personal foul, looks like.
Well, this Fredericktown defense, I can understand when you get a little frustrated, because all night you have worked your tails off, and the offense just hasn't taken advantage of what you've given them the few times you have. Dead ball, personal foul called against the defense. They're calling it against number 66, which is Drake Kessler of Fredericktown. And that will now be another first down for Northmor, and that will move the football inside the 35 to the 34-yard line with 2:17 left to play. And then an update, Ohio State has scored. They now lead Penn State 17-7 with 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. So Northmor is going to live to week 2 of the high school football playoffs. Every high school basketball head coach's worst nightmare. The football team, you want them to win, you want them to advance, but you can't get to practicing because the football team is still going strong.
And again, Northmore's doing nothing fancy. They have total control of the situation right now. Give it to your big back. Take your time. The game is essentially over.
No more timeouts for Fredericktown. They can no longer stop the clock. The play clock is at 19, the game clock at 1:27. So they really have to probably get another first down, but they can really get it close to being milked. 2nd down and a long 5, short 6 here for Northmor. Lowry has very close to first down yardage. I know that's hard to believe, as he gets 6, 7, 8 yards every time he touches the football, and he did get the first down. That will do it. They can now start going into that victory formation and start kneeling.
32 carries for the big back, 203 yards.
Wow.
3 touchdowns.
203 yards. And he doesn't want to come out. He says, I want to stay in the game, Coach, and just be out here when the clock hits triple zeros. And they're in that victory formation now, so they can take the kneel. 45 seconds on the game clock, 4 seconds on the play clock, and Cortez will take the snap, and that will do it from here at Northmor, where the first round is complete. Fredericktown came in with lots of goals and aspirations with their youth and inexperience, but it was the experience and the senior-dominated leadership of Northmor that comes out on top. Our final score tonight from Northmor High School, the Golden Knights 28, the Fredericktown Freddies 14. You are watching playoff football, live and free, exclusively on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today? Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the Pigskin. The Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin.
Why
not
podcast.
Pigskin?
Podcast. Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
You want top joint replacement surgery. Knox Community Hospital delivers with 3 fellowship-trained surgeons and coveted national rankings for 4 years running, all to help you beat the pain and heal faster. At Knox Community Hospital, we're elevating care.
Alumni Roofing is a full-service commercial roofing contractor providing commercial and industrial roofing solutions. We provide service to much of north central Ohio, including areas of Columbus, Cleveland, and Akron. Our services include preventative maintenance programs, roof health assessment, roof replacement, metal fabrication, and more. Call 419-884-9715 and mention this ad to receive a great free deal. Alumni Roofing would like to give a shout out to the senior class of 2021.
Oh my goodness, what a catch! And welcome back to Northmor High School. Lynn Passet and the coach along with you tonight as we have just wrapped up round one from Northmor High School, and it's time now for tonight's Alumni Roofing Player of the Game. And no real surprise, Max Lauer is our player of the game. 32 carries tonight, Max, 203 yards, 3 touchdowns. Your runs were of 6, 1, and 1 yard. And I know the first people that you would like to say thank you to is your offensive line, because they did a great job.
Oh, of course. Yeah, they were rolling people off the ball all night. They were dominating. They asserted their dominance on the first drive. We saw it. They just did great throughout the whole game.
We talked in the pregame about the fact that Fredericktown had very few seniors on their starting lineup. 1 senior on offense, 2 or 3 on defense, while you guys had 7 offensive seniors and 8, I believe, defensive seniors. So experience versus youth. The experience won out tonight. How big is it to have that senior leadership? I know you're just a junior.
Oh, it's great. You know, they know how to finish games. They know how to get through games. They know the perfect thing to say at halftime. They know how to bring everyone together as one team.
Defensively, you guys faced a little bit of a situation in the third quarter. They had a long touchdown or kickoff return, gave them great field position. Then they got a stop from your defense. Then you had to come up with another stop after a fumble recovery inside your 35. So twice in the third quarter, you guys thwarted attempts by them. The defense really did have to do its job, though, tonight, too.
Oh, yes, as well. We did have to do that as well. You know, our defense is very strong in our team. We grind our defense all year through practice. We've done great on defense all year, and it comes out for us in big games like tonight.
I know you had that one long run in the opening quarter, but other than that, it was a lot of chunks. 7 yards here, 8 yards here, 4 yards here. You were grinding 32 carries. Is that a lot to you, or could you have handled a lot more?
I could have handled as many as I needed to do to win the game.
Good answer. Your coach will say good answer.
But yeah, that was all the offensive line. They made it easier for me. I didn't have to run that much because they were just giving me holes to cut through. It was real easy.
First round win. You're on to the second round now. How's it feel to get through that opening round?
Oh, it's great. You know, and Northmore's only had one other playoff win in all of our history, so it feels good to be a part of our history now.
Well, tonight was trick-or-treat night for a lot of schools, and you guys didn't get a chance to go trick-or-treating, so there's a bucket full of candy for you. Now, I expect you to share that because you have an offensive line that really blocked for you, but happy Halloween.
Thank you. You as well.
All right. Great job tonight. Let's take a look at the scoring on tonight's contest, and then Bruce will be back with our individual statistics. But in the opening quarter, it was Fredericktown that struck first. They got on the board with 7:13 left in the first quarter on a 23-yard touchdown pass from Mast to Mullins. They missed the extra point, so it was 6-0 Fredericktown. Immediately following that score, Northmor came right back. 4:39 left in the opening quarter, their only possession of the first quarter. A 6-yard run by that young man, Max Lauer. Extra point was good. It was 7-6. We went to the second quarter, and it was again Max Lauer, a 1-yard run with 3:34 left before halftime, and that gave the Golden Knights a 14-6 lead at halftime. They got the opening possession of the third quarter. Huge, because they score a touchdown on another 1-yard run by Max Lauer with 8:26 left in the third to make it 21-6, and then probably the play of the game when facing a 3rd and 37 from deep in their own territory. A 74-yard touchdown pass, Cortez to Armrose, and it was 28-6. That was a backbreaker. And then in the fourth quarter, a 9-yard touchdown pass, Rule to Jobs. The 2-point conversion was good. That made it 28-14, and that was our final score. So, Bruce, you've got the individual statistics for us. What do those look like?
Boy, and I'll tell you, Northmor, they had trouble throwing the ball tonight. When you think that they had 74 yards on one play, they only had one other pass completion for 7 yards. But that one play, as you stated, was the play of the game. That was the backbreaker. Northmor is they're going to advance in the playoffs because of their rushing offense. When you can rush for 369 yards and when you can control the clock, that's where you're going to win ball games on. And I've stated it before, you're going to win championships with your defense, and their defense is doing great. They held Fredericktown to 197 total yards, and they controlled the flow of the game tonight. And my hat off to Northmor. Fredericktown, a lot of young kids. They're going to be a force to reckon with in the future. But, hey, welcome to high school playoff football.
I'll tell you what, Fredericktown got that opening drive, went right down the field and scored. Some teams, that might have been a little bit of a shell shock situation. But because of the senior leadership on this team, the great coaching staff of Northmor, they bounced right back, went right down the field and scored, and never looked back. And I really felt like that was a turning point as well, because they could have been a little shell-shocked and kind of came out a little dazed and confused, but they knew exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah, we saw that in second quarter. The kids got a little razzles and dazzles from Fredericktown. They had some offsides, some penalties. They had to call a couple timeouts to get the clock, from jumping on them, and a little razzle. We didn't see much from Northmor, and I think that was the experience of their older players. They just never panicked the whole game.
28-14, our final score. Northmor knocks off Fredericktown in this Division 6 first-round playoff game. Bruce Weirich, thank you very much for your color commentary tonight. I appreciated working with you for the first time. It was a pleasure.
Lynn, you do a great job play-by-play.
Thank you very much. I'd like to say thank you to our producer, Adam Thompson, our cameraman, Dalen Gow. He did an excellent job getting us the shots tonight. And I'm Lynn Passet saying so long from Northmor High School, where again the Golden Knights come out victorious 28-14 over Fredericktown. You've been watching high school playoff football live and free on the OH Report.